Hello, is anybody here? Hello. Hi. Happy Friday, everybody. I got a surprise in the mail today. Okay, let's wait till a few people can join in. Hopefully a few people will join me. So, do you admire my restraint? It's been like 4 hours. Hello, Kathleen. Hello. So, just this morning, okay, you guys know the story, right? Hey, Laura, hello. So you guys know the story, right? So the book was supposed to publish this week, like July, whatever this is, 13th. Tomorrow was the 13th. It was supposed to, I know, right? It was supposed to publish this week. And then it got moved to August. And now the date is September, like 17th or something. So my local yarn store, Silk Road Textiles, is having their 7th anniversary extravaganza party sale thing this weekend. So Terry, the owner, and I were like, "Oh, it's perfect timing. We'll do the book signing at Silk Road Textiles anniversary party tomorrow, which is the 13th of July." Because the book will be ready by then. It'll be in. So, and then it got delayed. And then my publisher, Interweave F&W, went bankrupt. And then they got bought. And hello, Denise. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Marisol. Hello. So, I was like, Terry, I don't know what to do because we're supposed to have this book signing and I have no books. And she's like, okay, well, let's just do a trunk show. And I contacted Natalie, my editor, and said, what do we do? Like, is there any way I can get books shipped quick from China? Because they're actually printed in China. And then they take a boat, a really slow boat, back to the United States. And she's like, well, we can ship 10 books or a small amount of books directly from China. And then the rest of them can take the boat, the really slow boat. And then we'll just ship some books ahead because it's expensive to ship them because they're heavy. So, hey, Carla. Hello, mon ami. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for coming, Adele. Hello. So we got home from our vacation and the books were not here. The fast books that got shipped were not here. And I thought, oh, no. So tomorrow is the book signing at Silk Road Textiles. You guys probably saw the live stream this morning of me doing the tour of the store. And then if you're on Instagram, you probably saw the little Instagram story of me pulling all the projects out of the bag and laying them out on the table and stuff. And I get home from setting up the trunk show that'll be tomorrow, and the books are here. Some books are here. Not all the books are here. So I have some books, probably, I'm guessing, from the heaviness of this box for tomorrow's book signing, but I think I'm going to run out tomorrow. So anybody who comes to Silk Road Textiles tomorrow, hey, everybody who's here, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. So anybody who comes to Silk Road Textiles tomorrow, I will be there from noon to 2 in Cincinnati. And first come, first serve for the actual books that I have on hand. And then I will take orders for the remainder that Terry and I agreed on. And those will get fulfilled when the rest of the books come in. And then the people from my waiting list, the 30 people from my YouTube, you all who asked me to reserve books for you, if there's any left over from tomorrow, then I'll start filling those from number 1 down to number 30. But I know I don't have 30. So I'll fill them as quickly as possible as they come in. And then we'll go from there. So let's see. Can you believe my restraint? Kathleen can't believe it. So the books actually came in while I was setting up at Silk Road Textiles, and I got home before noon. And the box, I did cut open the box, but I've not opened the box. So it has been sitting here on my dining room table since noon. It is now 6:43. So almost 7 hours I've been looking at this box, and it's like I'm going to open it, and I was just waiting for a few people to show up so that we could have the maximum fun. So I've been sitting here staring at the box thinking, what do? I just did a live stream this morning. People are going to get bored. They don't want to see me again. They just saw me this morning doing a tour of the store. Like, so should I tape a video and play it on Wednesday? Anyway, so you all said, and Instagram all said, so find me on Instagram, the Ellen Gormley. I'm on Facebook, Ellen Gormley, Go Crochet. So you all said, open the box. So I'm going to open the box right now. I know, I'm gonna open the box. So it's kind of like I'm afraid to open the box. Like I want to open the box, but I don't really want to open the box because once I see the box, then it's like it's done, and then the surprise is over. It's like I like the anticipation. Like open the box. Okay, I'm opening the box. So it's a heavy box, and the cardboard is the thick kind of cardboard, like the really thick kind of cardboard. And it's like cracking to open it. I wonder how long it took to get here. I know when I sent stuff to Mara in Korea, it took almost 3 weeks for her to get it, 2.5 weeks. Okay, bubble wrap, it's taped, it's heavy. So my book, Carla, you can pre-order it on Amazon. I need some leverage here. You can pre-order it from Amazon, or you can wait. If you have a U.S. mailing address, you can order it from me, and I am going to be sending them out for $25, including shipping. That includes shipping for U.S. mailing addresses. Okay, more wrap. See, it's wrapped up like a present too. And if you have an outside the U.S. address, then people have to order it on Amazon. Okay. All right. Open. I'm trying. Okay. So anybody who wants to order one, ellen.gocrochet@gmail.com, and put in the subject line something that I'll know to like open it. Okay, here we go. I'm getting a glimpse of it. Can you see it? Oh, it's been such a long time. Oh, it's been such a long time. Look how big this is. It's like bigger than a piece of paper. Okay, here's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And no, I guess it's a little bit smaller than a piece of paper. Okay, so it's a matte finish book. Ooh, I need to put this box down because I feel kind of smothered here behind the box. Ooh, got more room. It's a matte finish. It feels so good in my hands. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't love my last book. Am I allowed to admit that? My last book, well, that's not fair. Go Crochet Skill Builder was my last book. And I liked most of it, but I didn't like all of how it was done. Some of it was my fault and some of it was not. But I like this. I like this a lot. I think that this feels better. And I've been wanting kind of a redemption book for a long time. And I think this might be it. So the back cover is blue. And it says, turn your lonely skeins into lovely crochet projects. So I've been calling them lonely skeins when you only buy just one and they need to like have a purpose in life and they need to be turned into full projects, then you need a one-skein project that's going to use up the whole ball, not just make a bracelet or something and then I have like all these yards left over. You want a full, complete project that uses the whole ball of yarn as much as possible. Well, there's 15 projects and then strategies. Like each one is like shows different kind of strategies for how you use them, how to use it all up. So let's see. So here's what the front title page looks like. And that's actually like a gray box there with a tinge of purple, if you can barely see it in this light. I'm so sorry that the lighting is bad. It's like I finally decided to do this when the sun is going down. And the colors are very they're pastel. It's very retro. It's like the photography. I'm really pleased with the photography that they did. Ooh, pretty. I'm pleased with the photography they did because it's like an excellent combination of like modern and vintage at the same time. I don't know how they did that, but I really appreciate it. So yeah. Hey, if you guys could hit a thumbs up on this video, I'd really appreciate it. So pretty. So of course I've seen this, but I've not seen it done. Like I've seen a PDF of this is all I've seen so far. So very cool. The colors just don't pop on a computer screen the way they do. And these are all like my skeins of yarn. That's so fun. And here's all the how to use this book, project yardage, how to measure, how to unwind a hank. Let's see, predicting whether or not you'll have enough yarn left, why gauge matters in a one-skein project. So lots of good reading too. How to design your own one-skein project, choosing the right skein. Here's some stitch patterns you can use, just a few, not a whole lot, but a few. Calculating how much yarn you'll need. So there's some math in here if you choose to like design your own. Totally cool. If you totally want to skip all this part and go straight to the projects, you can do that too. But this gives you some options. So I figure you can either I should show you. So you can either do the projects with exactly the same yarns that I chose, like go to the store and buy this yarn, or you can like go through your stash and find a yarn and say, this yarn is similar in weight to that project, and then see if their yardage is similar and go for it. So yeah, okay, so let me show you some more pictures. This is called the Oval and Out Scar. So this is the chunkiest weight project in the book. And it is made, and all the projects are like, come in a variety of skein yardages. So this one is only 112 yards. That's it, 112, that's it. That's all you get. So when you have a big chunky ball of yarn, I'm like, gosh, what are you gonna do with that? Well, you make the Oval and Out Scar. And then if you're like, oh, well, but my chunky weight ball has 180 yards. Well, cool. You can still make this Oval and Out scarf. You just either make it longer or you go around more. Like that's a strategy. You many of the projects are made to go until you run out of yarn. Like we don't want leftovers. Like who wants leftovers? Nobody ever wants leftovers, right? So that was my thought. There is symbol diagrams for every project. Yay, I love symbol diagrams. Look at this. Funky photography. Yeah. And this one is the narrow as necessary scarf, and narrow as necessary because that's one of the strategies for how to use up yarn. Funky. Ooh, pretty. Symbol diagrams, simple diagrams. I'm so excited. I like it. I have to say I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy. So there's mitts, there's hats, there's the purse on the front, there's another tote bag. So you guys saw probably in the Instagram story a lot of the photos. And I also made a video like of each item. So there'll be a video coming out here on YouTube soon that gives you like close-up photos of each thing too. Let me show you some more. This is the top of one of the hats. So like, you know, very cool. So I hope you guys are excited. Like my live chat disappeared. I think you guys are either disappearing on me or my live chat is not working. So I'm going to push a button. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if my chat is working. That's okay. It looks like there's people still here, so I'll just keep chatting. So I think this might be my favorite hat in the book. I don't know. I like all three of the hats. I actually like all three. And in my Go Crochet Skill Builder book, when I was all done, so there's this phenomena when you finish a project. I mean, you guys feel this way too, I'm sure, that like sometimes you're like done with it. Like, ugh, like I've spent so much time on this that I don't enjoy it anymore. And with that book, and sometimes you think, well, it's just because I've looked at it too long, not because I don't really like it. And then you like put it away for a couple months and then you come back to it and you're like, oh, I still really like it. It's just I was tired of working on it. Okay. Well, in my Go Crochet Skill Builder book, I was tired of working on some of those projects. And then a few months went by and I still didn't like them. Like I liked them when I made them, but then I got bored of them or something in the editing, and then I'm still not ready to embrace them again. Like I don't know what I did wrong. Like I don't know what decisions I made that I would do differently, but I don't feel that way about this book. Like a lot of these projects, I have not played with them in months, and I still think they're kind of cool. So I'm really pleased with that feeling because I didn't have that feeling with my last book. All right, diagrams, yeah. No yarn chicken, correct. How to design, yes, yes, yes. So this scarf is really fun, and I think it'd be great in a lot of other colorways too. But it's got a really cool join there down the middle, and I like the funky fringe. And I've been wanting to make this project for a really long time. This project, the coral reef scarf, is evolved from a scarf that I was designing in San Diego at one of the Crochet Guild of America conferences in like 2015, maybe. And I called it, what did I call it? The shark fin scarf, because there had been a story about a surfer. I was in San Diego, and I happened across a story about a surfer who had been surfing in a competition that was being televised live, and his surfboard was bitten by a shark on live TV. And luckily the surfer was fine. Like the shark just took a bite out of it and then like realized it wasn't what he wanted, and he went away or something, and the surfer got out safely. And apparently, like, then the story came out later, and I saw the recap later. Apparently, like, his mom was watching and she was freaked out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know what it was about that story. I guess because I'm a mom, and I can't even imagine watching my kid like surfing on TV and seeing him being attacked by a shark. Something about that story made me feel like making a scarf that like had like an edging that was like this. And I called it the shark fin scarf because it was kind of triangular and it had like edges. Sorry, it's just the truth. And so I was designing that shark fin scarf in San Diego in 2015-ish, and that summer, and that was the impetus for this scarf. Now, it didn't look like this. It evolved over time, but I think you can see where the inspiration came from with the triangular shape and then the fringe around the edge, which is kind of like, I don't know, what do you call them? Jellyfish, or, anyway, so just a weird tidbit about the coral reef scarf was actually inspired by a surfer who got attacked by a shark. And I'm only laughing because he is fine and did not get injured at all. It was just his surfboard, and luckily the shark, it was fine, and he like realized he didn't want the surfer or the board and swam away. Anyway, true story. Sometimes inspiration happens in the craziest ways. So let's see. Bruges wedge cowl. I love Bruges lace. Hey, love my Bruges lace. I do. There's a cowl in Bruges lace in the book. So there's traditional, there's a Tunisian in here, right? I don't remember. Did I do a Tunisian project? I don't remember if there's a Tunisian project in here. There's a star stitch, there's motifs, there's Solomon's knots, more motifs, mitts, hats. There has to be. Well, this is Bruges lace. I don't remember if there's a Tunisian in here. Not bad. It's been so long. That's how long it takes to make a book that I can't even remember. There's 15 projects. Originally, there were 12. And then they asked for 3 more, and I had to like hurry up and make 3 more projects. And the 3 extra projects were the 2 bags, this bag and the market bag. And then I'm trying to think of what the third, the motif top was the third project, was the third of the bonus projects. The motif top. That's also Bruges lace. Those little motifs are in a blue, round Bruges lace style. The green hat is an overlay crochet style. So you learned some things too, I hope. There's a little square baby blanket in here out of Red Heart. So also the yarns are a variety of expenses, and I can hear my husband with the lawnmower outside. I can see him. So if it starts getting loud in here, I might have to cut off my live stream if it gets too loud for you guys. Hopefully it won't, but I see him coming, and he's going to be right outside the window, and it might be too loud for me. So it's like the shark coming to get me. All right. Darn it. The life with a family. Wouldn't change a thing. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's a Tunisian pattern though. Here's a better look at the top. And of course, the bigger the skein, the more round, more like how longer you can make the tunic, or you can make it a layover top. And I was just talking about this, you guys, on my crochet inspiration in Paris of fashion, crochet and fashion video. Check that out if you missed it. It was just like yesterday, Wednesday night. So you could totally make this. And if you made it in white, it would be very much like the style that I showed you that people were wearing in France. And so it's just a loose summer overlay. And this one only had 250 yards, this ball of yarn. So you make what you got. If you feel inspired, it's the right weight of yarn, go for it. Put it over another top and live your best life, you know. So this one I thought was really interesting. Let's see. I guess I don't have any Tunisian in here. I'm sorry. I don't think I have any Tunisian in here. Guess I'll just have to make some. What you guys though. So, yeah, you can lengthen you can lengthen the sleeves on the top. Absolutely. You just need a bigger ball of yarn than what is specified, because in here I really worked hard to use up every yard as possible of the ball, so that you wouldn't have any leftovers. So for that project, there was no leftovers. So that's why your gauge needs to be right if you want to make this size project. If you need to make a bigger project, then you're going to need a ball of yarn that has more yardage. Okay, so I thought this was an interesting project. Basically, it's a triangle that starts here from the point and works outward, and then it's a big motif scarf. So it's just one big piece, and then it's just joined at the points so that it wraps around. And when I get all the projects back from the truck show, I will hold them up and show you how it works. So it's very cute. It's kind of different. And I think you guys will like the fact that these projects they're pretty different. So the stole is a big rectangle, which you can see that's not all that different. That's pretty traditional. You guys can do that. The baby blanket is a square. You can do that. But the narrow as necessary scarf, that's kind of crazy. That's okay. The narrow as necessary scarf, when you lay it out, it's like this. And you can like tie it like 6 different ways. So this is this. So I kind of was proud of that. That's kind of innovative, don't you think? So here's, is this the same picture? Yeah, it is tied. Is it tied the same way? Well, that's a bummer. It's tied the same way in both pictures. Well, I have a picture for you. I do. That's going to be in the video of the book reveal that I'm trying to get out for you. That I hopefully will get out maybe Monday, of like several different ways that this project can be tied. So yeah, it'll be fun. This project is the Tumbling Motifs scarf. Is motifs that they're I wouldn't call them join as you go. There goes the lawnmower again. Trying to bring home the bacon here, honey. They're not join as you go exactly, because they are worked like the virus scarf, like you work one and then you work the other. And then you work another one. So they're built upon each other, or they like grow off of each other. So this morning when I was at Silk Road Textiles and I was setting up a trunk show on my projects, I had this scarf out and a customer came in, and I was chatting with her while I was setting things up, and she noticed the scarf, the Tumbling Motif scarf. And she's like, oh, they're join as you go. I'm like, well, sort of. I mean, you make one and then you join the next one, but they kind of build off of each other. And I said, kind of like a bunion. And it felt like it kind of like attaches onto the side of the next one. So anyway, I guess the circles in the front yard are getting smaller because he's going by more and more often. Is that bothering anybody? I hope it's not. So let's see if there's any comments here that I'm missing. The Paris video was great. Thank you. They're also lovely. Thank you so much. So, oh my gosh. So I don't know. Should I see if I can find any other inspiration for you? But I just had a fun time with it. And of course, the purse on the front is motifs. So I tried to make sure that you had motifs, rows, rounds, join as you go, like that, like variety of techniques. You have overlay, you've got some dimensional stitches in the purse on the front, you've got some real lacy stuff, you've got some Bruges lace, there's the star stitch. Yeah, so I tried to give you a Solomon's knot. Like I said, I tried to give you a variety of techniques. Then I also tried to give you a variety of expenses. Like, so if you wanted to make the projects exactly as they are, well, One-skein is not terribly expensive generally. And I tried to pick yarns that were affordable. So the baby blanket is made out of Red Heart Comfort. And then I think the most expensive yarn is that Tumbling hexagon scarf, because it is mono Stellar Blay yarn, just one hank. So the point is that if you want to use an expensive yarn, if you just use one, it's a lot more affordable to use the premium yarn. But if you want still to be on a budget and use one yarn and have it be a great yarn for the great project, then you can still do that too. So the coral reef scarf, that is Cascade. I forget which variety it is. The oval and out scarf is Quint and Company. So that's a more premium gourmet kind of yarn, but it's One-skein. So you could either substitute the exact same weight and yardage, or choose this exact same weight with a different yardage and change the length and width of the scarf, or if you want to use that exact yarn, then I don't remember the price of this particular ball, but you know exactly how much the project is going to cost you from start to finish because it's just one skein. Also, when you're going through your stash, you know, you can match up your stash with the project and hopefully it really will cost you nothing because you've already bought it. So it did cost you something when you bought it, but you're using it. At least it's not collecting dust anymore. It's not lonely anymore. So, okay. Yeah, so I know, yeah, I mean, I'm not a yarn snob, so use the yarn that works for you. There's a variety of yarn prices in here, and so it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. When working on a project, do you weave in ends as you go? Absolutely, I do, as much as possible. Yeah. Oh, good, Carlene. I'm glad you like it. Okay, Denise. Learning a bunch. I hope so. I hope you really do enjoy the book and learn some things. And I am here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook if you need help. I don't, oh, I know where I lost my train of thought again. I keep losing my train of thought because maybe I'm a little ADD myself. I don't know. And then I just lost it. I just flew right out of my head. I was talking about different price points, different techniques. I got it. Okay, I know what was in my head now. So I was saying that I didn't have a Tunisian project in the book. And then I was going to say, hey, but don't worry. And then I went off on another track, but now I'm back. So since writing this book, I've been in a real one-skein crochet design binge. So the Hoosier hat, or the hat that I was making for Mara, the off to college hat, the red, the burgundy or kind of dusty red crimson hat that I was just making for her that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, one skein. And that was Barocco vintage. And like the crown of the hat, that hat is in a Tunisian round link double crochet method. So that is similar to Tunisian. Well, it's the exact same thing as Tunisian, but it's a long story. Anyway, that has some techniques of Tunisian in it, and it is also a one skein project. Also, I think I shared with you guys months and months ago about I think I showed you a green triangular scarf that had like solid stitching, and then I had a lace pattern, and that was the project that I was going to teach in France. And then I didn't end up doing that. That is a one skein project also, and I should get around to doing that. The next hat that I'm doing for Mara should also be a one skein hat. So I've really been feeling the one skein vibe this year, and I'm gonna continue to work on. The stole with the hexagons, the join as you go hexagons that I showed you on a live stream when I was sitting on my deck the other day. It was was it Lion Braid Mandala? And it went from blues to grays to blue again. Remember that? I'm almost done with that. That's going to be a one skein project because it was just a really big skein. So, and who's playing with the toys? A cat or a dog? I don't know which. Yeah, Kathleen, that's funny. The misfit skeins, absolutely. So I've been really on a one skein vibe lately, and so I hope you enjoy that thing because I think it's I think we all have leftover skeins. Either leftover skeins from a project and you lost the receipt and you can't take it back, but now you don't know what to do with it. It's just one skein. Well, just one skein can do so much. So yeah, I think it'll be fun, and I hope you join me with it. So anybody else who wants to get on the list that's not on the waiting list for the signed copies, the books are going to be $25 a piece from me signed if you have a U.S. mailing address. And if you want to get added onto that list, you need to email me at Ellen. Let me go ahead and type that. And it's kind of far away from me, so I need to lay it up. It's Ellen Go Crochet. Make sure I'm spelling it correctly at gmail.com. And in the subject line, you can write book list, something like that, so I know what it's about, and I can add you. So right now there's a list of 31, maybe 32, and then you can get added. And then when the books come in, I'll take them from anything that's left over tomorrow and start notifying people that it's time. If they still want the book, then I'll deal with that. That'll go through PayPal, and that'll deal with that. And then anybody who's changed their mind and don't want the book, I'll cross them off the list or put them at the bottom of the list, and everybody else will bump up. And we'll go through until we get through the entire list. So if you add your name to the list now with an email to me, then we'll see if you can make it up. You can see if we can make you up to the list. So it depends on how many people have changed their minds since I opened the list a while ago. I think that's fair. It's the best I can do. All right. Hello, everyone. Yes. Okay, so email me if you want that. If you don't want a signed copy and you want to pre-order it on Amazon, it is cheaper for an unsigned copy through Amazon. You are welcome to do that as well. That's absolutely fine. If you would feel charitable and would like to leave a review of the book once you get it on Amazon, that would be greatly appreciated because that will help me out for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I'll email everybody as the books come in and say, hey, it's time. Do you still want this? And give you the address for PayPal and all the details at that time. And I'll collect your mailing address privately at that time so that I can send it off. Okay. Anything else? I don't know. It's been a pretty exciting day for me. I hope you guys have had a good day too. I'm literally working on another quick video for you that's more pictures of the projects, and we'll give you a closer look. And there's just a lot I want to do for you. Like I know that I have Paula had the request for the next newsletter to write down the instructions for the Tunisian yarn over lace pattern that there's a video for, and so that's on my to-do list. I still have the college One-skein crimson hat to write down those instructions. I need to finish the stole and do a how-to video on that. So I'm working on it. Yeah. I need to get busy, don't I? All right. Let's see, Ellen, I'm so excited for your book, but with all the info in it, do you think the other new book you shared from a designer how-to, would they be a good set? Absolutely. So I think you're talking about the book of stitch diagrams and like all the ways to increase and decrease, the Dora Orenstein's book. I think you're talking about that book. I did a book review, you guys, so check out my channel if you don't know what I'm talking about. There's a book review, and I'm trying to think of what the book title is actually called. I think it's like Every Which Way Crochet or something. I can't remember the name of it, but it's by Dora Orenstein, and I reviewed it, and it's a great book. It's the only book I took with me to France. That's how good the book is. That's the only book. I didn't even I don't have it on digital, but I should have because it's heavy to carry. But that's the one book I chose to take with me to France because I knew on the flights that I would have plenty of time to crochet, although that's another long story. But that's the one book I brought. So yes, that's an excellent book because it's a great resource for different stitches that you could then apply to the methods that I talk about in here. I'm trying to think of how many methods there actually are. The motif strategy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. 9 or 10 strategies like top up, bottom up, over, down, no sew, narrow as necessary, motif, different ways to attack a project so that you get the biggest bang for your yarn. Lots to do, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I am feeling better. So I had these grand plans of crocheting the whole way to France and the whole way back. And the flight to Paris, it was a one direct flight, luckily, but we flew through the night, and I was trying to sleep through the night on the way, and I watched a movie, and it was dark, and I couldn't crochet really because, well, I could have, but it was kind of dark, and people were trying to sleep, and so I did not crochet on the way. So then we got to France, and one morning in the hotel room, I started a project. You saw the photo probably on my Instagram with the yarn ball and the little macaroon things and stuff. And I started a project, and I literally got that far on it. And then we were busy, just super busy, seeing all the sites and stuff. And that was really cool, and I'm grateful for that. And then on the way, so we were there for a week, and like the fourth day, Patrick in the middle of the night is getting sick. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So he was too sick to do anything the next day. So he stayed in the hotel room. He's 16. It was okay. We locked him in. It's fine. He stayed in the hotel room to rest, and me and Tom and Mara went sightseeing some more. And we came back, and so we took care of him, and he was feeling better. And I thought, oh, must have been food poisoning, because you just do not get that sick, like, unless something hit you like a ton of bricks. So I'm thinking, and we're all fine. We all ate. He ate something different than the three of us ate. And so that must have been it. He must have gotten sick from that one thing that we didn't eat. And so we're all good. So then that was like Sunday night and Monday. Well, then Monday at like 2, like Mara barely made it out of, my poor baby, barely made it out of a monument of a local attraction. She barely made it out of the Arc de Triomphe before she became violently ill. And that was not good. And so we got her back to the hotel room, and I'm thinking, okay, like, what are the odds of the both of them having food poisoning, like 24 hours apart? That doesn't make sense. Like, and it was like really the exact same symptoms. It was so gross. And so I'm like, oh, there's no way. This is no longer food poisoning. So now we're talking about a virus. And I'm like, crap. We're on vacation. Patrick is like exhausted and feeling bad, and he was better. And then Mara was like, oh my gosh, she was so sick too. And I thought, oh no. And so she got sick at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So we took her back to the hotel room, dropped her off. Patrick opted to stay with her because he was still like not 100% yet. And he stayed with her, and Tom and I went, I had to do a little bit of something for work. And we were, walking around town, and I got to the event that I had to cover for work. And the concert was supposed to start at 8:30, and we're sitting in our seats at 8:30, and the concert was a few minutes late, and it was getting to be like 8:35. And I looked at Tom and I said, I'm not feeling well. And I was like, oh no. So then we basically I dove out of there, and like I got like some preliminary photos for the event, but I didn't get to do the live stream video for the event that I wanted to get. That was my hope for the day. Couldn't do it. Barely got back to the hotel from the concert. I was sick. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know that I can only remember one other time when I was that sick, and it was food poisoning. We know it was food poisoning, and Tom and I both ate it, and we both had food poisoning, and I was pregnant. No, I was nursing at the time, and it was just one of the worst experiences of my life. The kind of sick where you just camp out on the bathroom floor and just wait to die, like that. That's how this was for us this week. So that was like, I don't know, Tuesday. And then we had to get on the plane on Wednesday. So it was a rough week, but we got through it and we're home, and I did lose a couple pounds, unfortunately. And now I'm trying to drink some fluids and eat some quality food and moisturize like crazy, and it'll all be okay. So yes, anyway, long story, but I am feeling better. And now I have my book, and that makes me happy. And so it's exciting, and I feel like it kind of makes me feel inspired again. Maybe I need to get out the hooks again and the yarn and see what happens. So the project that I was working on in Paris, this big of a project, was from a stitch that I saw in Dora Orenstein's book, because that's the book I had with me that was inspiring me. And I have a vision for that project, and I was hoping to make that a one-skein crochet project. So the trick will be when I go back to that skein and that project, if I still feel inspired by it to continue, because sometimes by the time you get back to it, it's like, it's lost its luster, and you just move on to the next thing, cut bait and run kind of thing. So we'll see if I go back to it, or if it's just, still it's not lost, because every experience you have is a learning experience. So even if I swatched a little bit and I don't end up making a project out of it, it's still worth my time. I don't feel bad about not finishing through. But anyway, so I hope you probably are all like derailed on this like conversation now. You're like, no, Ellen, I don't want to hear about your family's illness in Paris. I've been calling it the Paris plague. Though I'm sure it's not Paris's fault. We were just new people in a new country experiencing new germs. It's nobody's fault. And man, no matter how much we hand sanitized with, hand sanitizer and stuff, we were taking the train, we were in cabs, we were holding the rails, like walking steps and stuff. Like, even though we were using hand sanitizer pretty much as humanly possible, stuff happens, and it's okay. Like, I don't hold it against Paris, but at the same time, it's like, we kind of missed out on our last. Patrick missed out on a day. Mara and I missed out on a day in Paris, and then Tom was feeling really cruddy on the plane home, but not quite as bad as the rest of us. And so he's just been like trying to overcome it. And we're just all exhausted from jet lag, but also just trying to recuperate from being sick. So anyway, Kathleen, can these patterns be lengthened easily, like the sleeves, if you're tall, etc.? I find it hard to get patterns that are easy to make my length wherever I need it. Yes, a great reason to go back to Paris. Absolutely, because we did miss some things. Well, there's only one garment in the book. So that one you can just add more motifs, and you can add sleeves if you wish. It will take some. I did not add instructions for how to make it bigger, or because it's designed to just use the one skein. But there's just the one garment in the book. So everything else, the project dimensions are less critical because they're accessories. So it's not quite as critical for you to have like the exact perfect dimensions. Okay. It doesn't really have sleeves. Let's see. It's like the motifs are like put together. Let's see if I can show you how. It doesn't really have sleeves exactly. It's like rounds of motifs. And here comes the lawnmower again. Here's a diagram for how it is put together. So it's a tube and then shoulder pieces. So you could add more around the neck and then open a slot over here on the side. But I don't know your skill level, Kathleen, if that feels like it's something that's too far out of your reach, or you're feeling like, no problem, I got it. But no, I did not write instructions for it because I wrote instructions for a one-skein project. All right, I think I need to go make dinner because I heard the lawnmower turn off, and maybe people people may not be feeling hungry still here at our house. We've been just kind of nibbling on food a little bit here and there, and nobody has been ready for a full meal yet. So I will see if anybody wants food. And if they do, I'll make them something, but not really feeling like cooking either. So it might just be fruit and toast again tonight. So that's okay. Thanks everybody so much for joining me and supporting me through this whole crazy book process. And I'm very excited to share this book with you. I think you're going to love it. I hope you love it. I really love it. So anyway, I'll start contacting people after tomorrow when I find out how many books I have left, and we'll go from there. So if you still want to be added to the end of the waiting list, don't forget to email me at ellen.gocrochet@gmail.com. Don't forget that also I have an Instagram page, The Ellen Gormley. I have a Facebook page if you want to join me. My website, ellengormley.com. You can sign up for the newsletter so that you can get the written instructions to the Tunisian yarn over lace pattern that's going to be coming out in the next issue as soon as I do it. And oh, I didn't tell you guys, so goofy. I made an Instagram page for Hobie the dog. I don't know. The other morning when I woke up super early because I was still jet lagged and the whole world was still like sleeping and I was like wide awake, I just was playing with, I had listened to a podcast on the plane ride home, which is why I didn't crochet on the plane ride home, because I wasn't really feeling up to it. So I just closed my eyes and listened to a podcast. And I was listening to a podcast about social media, and I decided to make an Instagram page for Hobie the dog. So, well, it was going to be Hobie and Theo, but I think that was taken. So I just made it for Hobie Chipu, Chihuahua Poodle, Hobie Chipu. So if you want to follow him on there, it's him, but it's also all our other pets. And my nephew stayed here at the house and watched all the pets for us while we were gone. And my best running friend, Lisa, was away also at a different vacation, and her bird, it's a cockatiel, stayed at our house too, so that my nephew Drew watched all the pets at the same time. And so there's a photo of Theo playing with Doc, the cockatiel, and here comes Hobie. So on the Instagram page is lots of different animals. So there's, of course, Hobie, Theo, and Minnie. But then there's also Doc in a photo, and I'm planning on allowing other people to send me photos so that I can do an Instagram takeover for their pet. So like I have a guest star coming up. Ben the kitty cat is going to be doing a takeover of an Instagram on some day. I haven't decided which one. So I have Ben's, pertinent details and a few photos about him. So he will be on the Instagram page. And just like Hobie with the turtle, I thought that was funny. So anyway, I know it's goofy, but if I feel inspired to do it, I should do it, right? Because that's what life's all about, is following your energy and your inspiration and having fun. And if it's fun, it's free. So I'm going to do that. Hey, Brian. Oh, hello. So I'm glad we got back safely too. Thank you so much. So check me out all those different places. Check out Hobie Chipu on Instagram if you're interested. And please look forward to more videos, especially I'm going to be doing the book project reveal video. It's already mostly made. And so I'm working on that now with lots of photos that I've taken. And we'll keep trucking on, right? Thanks everybody so much for watching, and I appreciate your continued support, subscribing, notifying, commenting, enjoying, and interacting. That's what this is all about. So hang in there, and thanks so much for joining me. Keep going with the crochet, because why stop, right? Anyway, thanks so much, everybody. Bye.